All right. So I just want to go over um, the differences of me trading right now compared to when I was a trader before. And I've noticed a lot more differences than I really expected because it was just 2, 3 months, right? It's just 2, 3 months of a difference, but I feel like I learned a lot about myself in these past 3 months than I have in like 2 years of trading. It really showed me a lot, showed me so much that I could be doing better, and like the blind side. It's the best way I can put it is like you've been living in a house for 15 years, only just by yourself, right? And you invite someone in for the first time ever, and they see the flaws that you could have never seen by yourself. And the thing that I invited into my mind was a new clarity. I thought differently, use some substances too, you know what I'm saying? To really delve into my mind and see where everything was going wrong, where things could have been better, where I was just not seeing. I was just tunnel vision on something and I couldn't really grasp the idea. It's like I'm working on a move, but I don't know the mechanics. You know? It's like I'm trying to do a tracer blink melee combo recall pulse bomb, but but I don't know the mechanics. You know what I mean? So let's just go over it. What is different that I've been doing in the past month that helped me start to become a little bit more profitable? And yeah, I understand it's just a month of being profitable, but it's a big step in the right direction, and I don't think that this is going to go away anytime soon because I realized what's keeping me down there, what's keeping me from being a a trader who achieves nothing, who loses consistently, to a trader going to break even, to a trader going to become profitable, understanding the risk in every trade, understanding the strategy, and all the mechanisms that are a part of it. Because literally, oh, let me turn this down a bit. Because literally, this is what I was doing. I would just trade because I was gambling. You know what I mean? I was just gambling. I thought that I had a plan. I thought that I was following everything, but at the end of the day, it's just gambling if you don't follow your plan, if you don't have the process. All I had to realize, and I wish I could tell myself this like a year or two ago, this would have made things so much easier, but I'm glad that I found it out now. All I have to do is one, have the break and retest. I see the break and retest, I take it. And also for an uptrending markets, I see the pullback to a key level, I take it. Downtrending markets, I see rejection of a key level, I take it. One, I need the break and retest there. Two, I need confluence there. Three, don't take every single trade. Like the market will give you opportunities every single day. Yeah, there might be like an A plus 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 trade there, and you're sad you miss it, so you FOMO in the longs, and then now you're at a bad position. If it goes against you, you're fucked, and then it goes against you, and then you lose more money than anticipated. I realize now that risk is everything. Risk is ultimately everything. It's all about having the right amount of risk, and for me, I'm doing a fixed $100 risk per trade. It's all about having the right amount of risk before you go into any type of situation, and use that to ultimately help you. Because I was always blindsided on the reward. How much could I get out of this trade if I get in? Instead of how much will I be losing in this trade? That's the main differentiation that I've noticed. And also, I noticed that I do a lot. I did a lot of the things that a day trader is not supposed to do. It was basically just gambling. Like I get into a trade, I don't know my stop loss, but I do know the reward. That's funny, it works that way. I don't know my stop loss. Sometimes it comes to my stop loss and I just move it down a little bit and it keeps moving down with me. And then I come out of a trade with more risk than expected. And then after that, my mind's all jumbled up and then I want a revenge trade. I want a revenge trade. So then now I'm revenge trading, and then my coherent mind, my logical mind is it's out of whack. The caveman brain just starts to take over at that point. And then when that happens, all this thinking just sort of it vanishes. It just goes away. And then at that moment, I don't realize it until after, but I am in the trap of the caveman. Caveman brain wants to survive. Like Randy Howell said, and this dude helped me out so fucking much. Seeing things from the primitive mindset and how it's just evolutionary psychology. There are things within us that we can't really understand, and he really blueprinted it for me. He gave me like a full blueprint of everything. That combined with Carmine, combined with Dylan, combined with Vince, Desiano. I feel like those four people helped me out tremendously. But yeah, Carmine helped me out with the just Carmine and Dylan really helped me out with the analysis. Vincent Desiano helped me out with the break and retest strategy, and Randy Howe helped me out with the psychology. But back to what I was saying here about what I was doing wrong, and this is like every single thing under the book a day trader shouldn't do, I did, and I had to learn through it. I had to learn through it during my funded account, and that was um, especially when things weren't going my way because I would get into a trade. Okay, on the funded I had really good trades at first, right? But then after that, I realized that these trades were not based on my plan. They were just based on me getting lucky in the market, and it soon showed me that luck your luck will run out if you don't have a sustainable system, if you don't have a sustainable edge, right? So it showed me that I got into a trade, I lose it like I said, I kept placing my stop loss lower, I revenge traded, and then now I'm revenge trading, but I want to make my profits back, so then I start to over leverage my positions. And then not only that, there's more. What more was there? Over leveraging, over trading. I traded so many times. And my plan wasn't even there. I wasn't even following any sort of fucking break and retest. I was just trading just to trade. And also, what else? Oh yeah, there was the. This was like the worst part of it all. Uh, I would just blow that shit up because I just wanted. I was just profit incentive type of mind instead of being process oriented. And I realized through that if I just follow the process, if I just followed my process, I see a key level, like I say here for example, I see a key level, all right? So then here's market open. Uh, Previous day we gap up even more again. So then now if I see a previous level, which is right here, all I have to see is just the break of that. So we have the break, and this was like a tiny retest. You could take the tiny retest, that's what I would do. And then here's the retest right here, the ultimate retest for a leg higher. Key level, previous high, break, you can take this mini retest, or you can wait for this retest right here. That's all you have to do. And it's just all about me staying disciplined. Like we enter right here. Mm, Actually, no, that's not a, that's a bad example because the stop loss there is not really in my favor. But, I could probably enter right here. Stop loss over here. That's better than the stop loss over here. But this is just throwing bait out into the water. So then we have, actually, we're thinking red. So we have, this is our risk, right? And then I go for at least a 2x reward. So then the 2x reward would probably be like around here. And that's perfect because it aligns with this supply over here. So this is my reward, this is my risk. 2 to 1 every single time. And then hold runners once I get more positions in on the trade, or if I do get more positions. And it's starting to show itself right now, a break and retest. This right here was the key level. And then we had the break and the retest right here. Now we're having another retest, but I don't really trust this one because of this big ass drop. And then we gap down too, so probably going to see more downside. But it just shows itself every single time in the market. The break and retest is the valid strategy because we have the key level, we have the break, and we have the retest. Just need to keep following that every single time. And if the market flips, like let's say for example, the market starts to flip. Where is it? Market starts to flip like over here. Just keep following the same plan, right? We have a key level right here, previous highs. Now market flip, previous highs right here, and we start to show some weakness, and we come back into the weakness. You got one opportunity right there, two opportunities, three opportunities for the break and retest downside. And then now we had price action come back into it again, downside. It's just playing the key levels, previous highs, previous lows, break and retest of it. That's it. And it's so simple just saying this right now, but once you're in the trade, everything just becomes like you're trying to control something you can't control. And I think the best thing that helped me is I just surrendered in the trade. Every single morning I get up, I just surrender to the trade because I realize if I just let go of everything instead of me just trying to control the outcome, it'll just flow to you naturally. And that's it. And like over here, another example, break and retest, you know everything's going down. We have a break and retest previous low. We break it down. You just got to keep following my analysis. And oh, okay. Before I end this video, of just me just going over my analysis and me going over my problems and how everything went better, what I do want to say here is that I noticed I became a much better trader. And it's all about the discipline and the trades. That's it. Just stay with the discipline, stay with what the market's trying to tell you, and you're good. I don't know what more to say, but that's it. Just keep staying on course. Keep staying on course. I want to look at Nasdaq real quick because right now it's pulling back to a very key level. Like this zone right here stems back from actually it's an alright zone, but it stems back these previous highs and it's using it as support. But I do want to see, okay, let's just go over a little bit of technical analysis right now. I do want to see this hold ultimately, yeah, but what I do want is for it to come back to this trend line and then go up because this is a pretty overextended move. TBH, I think that we're just squeezing out the last potential longs here. The volume's not really doing much. It's, if anything, it's kind of declining compared to the previous volume days, but let's just see what happens, man. But that's it for this analysis, this video. I just wanted to go over how much progress I'm taking as a trader. Yeah, progress too, dude. I feel like I sell myself short. And I realized that before I was coming into the markets with fear. I was just selling myself short before every time I took a trade. And I was just like self-sabotaging. Like, you're not good enough. You're not going to be able to do this. But then now I have the data, I have the proof. But it started with the mindset before all of that. I switched my mindset from negative thinking into more like, instead of going into this trade being like, I'm fearful, you're not going to succeed, I just talk to myself with positive thoughts. You can do this. You put in the work. You've been trading for what, 4 or 5 years? Two, nah, more like yeah, 3 years. Uh, 3 years basically trying to do it, but then 4 years I got into it 4 years ago. But yeah, that's it. I feel like I'm a much better trader now. Uh, let's just wait for the opportunities. And again, before this video ends, wait for the opportunity. Instead of trying to make opportunity, just wait instead of trying to create. That's it. Next video, we'll see.